Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another hard-hitting episode of the Callous Mind Talking Head Sportscast. Before I get started with today's show, I just want to say thank you to all the viewers out there, to the new subscribers. Please don't forget to like and comment and so on and so forth. And in all sincerity, I really do appreciate your viewership. Before I get too involved in this episode, I want to remind everybody about the live stream coming up this Friday, September 27th, 2024 at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Please feel free to join me if you're into that sort of thing. Okay, this week I want to do things a little differently and go ahead and kind of review Week 3 without providing my pick results until after we've kind of gone over it. Thursday night, Jets won. Browns lost to the Giants. Man, am I the only one that feels like this is looking like a down season for the Cleveland Browns? And is this going to be it for Kevin Stefanski there in Cleveland? I don't know. Packers get a win with a backup quarterback there on the road at Tennessee. The Colts win a squeaker there at home against the Bears. The Vikings make a statement and whoop the Texans and only hold them to 7 points, man. I tell you what, Sam Darnold may have found his muse there in Minnesota, because whatever they're doing, it seems to be aligning with him perfectly. So kudos to the Minnesota Vikings. The Eagles win just a brutal knockdown dragout against the Saints on the road. So bravissimo to the Eagles. The Steelers hold off the injured Chargers rather. And I gotta say that Justin Fields is looking good there in Pittsburgh. And it seems like right now the Justin Fields acquisition for the Steelers was indeed a steal. No pun intended necessarily, but wow, he's doing well. Russell Wilson's waiting behind him. I tell you, the thing that used to really weigh down the Steelers here seems to be something here that's really elevating them. So the Steelers continue to look good. How about the Broncos going on the road to Tampa and getting a win behind their rookie quarterback? I mean, that's not what I had picked, but, you know, as you guys can tell, I'm not real good at picking football games. I do this for fun, not to earn a living. So, the other game, the Raiders lose to the Panthers. I mean, God, really? You know, leave it to the Raiders to lose their first game at home against Andy Dalton. I mean, come on, man. Come on. The Seahawks beat the Tualus Dolphins 24-3, which not necessarily a huge surprise. The Ravens get a squeaker of a win there in Dallas. So they did not start the season 0-3. They are 1-2 instead. The Rams. This is a really high character win by the Rams here in Week 3 against their NFC West division rival 49ers. I mean, wow, oh wow. This was probably my game of the week right here before Monday night, because I just thought this win just says a lot about the guts of the Los Angeles Rams. The Cardinals losing at home to the Lions, that's not necessarily a surprise. The Cardinals could have won this game, as I've said so many times, I'm sure, but you got to tip your hat to the Lions. They came in here and got the win. The Chiefs win against the Falcons. No great surprise there. And then on Monday Night Football, look at the Bills just crushing the Jaguars 47-10. And then the Commanders stealing one in Cincinnati, man. Can you believe it, boy? How about Jaden Daniels and the Commanders? 2-1, and at least as it currently stands, tied for the lead in the NFC East. I mean, who would have thought that after 3 games? So my 2024 National Football League Week 3 pick results were 6 wins and 10 losses. This is one of the worst weeks I can remember having in quite some time. But man, that is awful. And see this 6 wins, 10 losses. This is why I cannot make a living wagering on football. My 2024 National Football League Week 4 picks are as follows. On Thursday night, I am taking the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. This is a classic NFC East matchup and going to be a very meaningful game here, but I'll take the Dallas Cowboys on the road to get this win in New York. Sunday's matchups begin with an NFC South matchup featuring the New Orleans Saints visiting the Dirty Birds of Atlanta. And I'm going to take the Saints to get right here in this game on the road. So I'll take Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints on the road to get the win in Atlanta. The next game, the gritty Los Angeles Rams visit the Chicago Bears. And this is probably better for the Rams that this game is taking place earlier in the season rather than later in the season, because temperature will be less of a factor. With that in mind, I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams on the road to get this win. The next game is an NFC North matchup featuring the Minnesota Vikings visiting the Green Bay Packers. And finally, after 3 weeks of kind of denying they're real, I'm actually going to go ahead and take the Minnesota Vikings in this game to get this all-important win on the road against the Packers. The next game, the Pittsburgh Steelers visit the Indianapolis Colts. And I think this is probably one of the easier picks of the weekend. Now watch this come back and bite me right in the ass. But either way, I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road at the Indianapolis Colts. The next game, the Denver Broncos visit the New York Jets. And I will take Aaron Rodgers and the Jets here at home to get this win against the visiting Broncos. The next game features the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I was kind of torn on this. I feel like Tampa could probably play Philly pretty tough, but Philly's coming off of, once again, a pretty gritty win against the New Orleans Saints. So I'll take the Eagles here to fly on the road at Tampa. The next game features the Cincinnati Bengals visiting the Carolina Panthers, the Battle of the Cats, and so far this season has looked really bleak for the Cincinnati Bengals, but this may be just what the doctor ordered in facing, I believe, one of their former quarterbacks in Andy Dalton. But I'll take the Bengals here on the road to get the win at Carolina. The next game features the Jacksonville Jaguars visiting the Houston Texans. This is an AFC South matchup, and I will take the Houston Texans at home to get this win in a critical early season AFC South matchup. Next game, the Washington Commanders visit the Arizona Cardinals. So Jaden Daniels is returning to Arizona, and Cliff Kingsbury is also returning to Arizona. And that makes for very interesting subject matter, but the Cardinals need this win either way you look at it. So I will cross my fingers and I will take the Arizona Cardinals at home to get the win against the visiting Washington Commanders. The next game features the New England Patriots visiting the San Francisco 49ers. And this may be a matchup that the 49ers could really use right now because they were unable to finish off the really beaten up Rams. So hopefully for their sake, they can finish off the New England Patriots here at home. So I'll take the Niners at home. The next game features the Cleveland Browns visiting the Las Vegas Raiders. And of course, I'm going to ride or die with the Raiders. I always do. And then I'm going to bitch and complain because I did. But either way, listen, I love the Raiders. I'm old enough where I've seen them win more than one Super Bowl in my lifetime. But it sure would be nice to see them win another one. But let's just start by winning another game, okay? So I'll take the Raiders at home against the visiting Cleveland Browns. The next game features the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the Los Angeles Chargers. This is an AFC West matchup. And all these, when you get interdivisional like that, they're all critical games. But the Chiefs are clearly the team in that division. They have been for quite some time. They've been the team in the league for quite some time. And as much as it pains me to say it, I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs on the road to get the win at the Los Angeles Chargers. The next game features the Buffalo Bills visiting the Baltimore Ravens, and this is a super interesting game. Super great night, super great game for a Sunday night football game. Buffalo just seems like they are playing in a different world right now. They are flying high. And I know Baltimore's coming off that win against the Cowboys in Week 3 in Dallas. But man, the Buffalo Bills are not the Dallas Cowboys. They don't seem to have nearly the issues that the Dallas Cowboys have. So I'll take the Buffalo Bills on the road here to get this critical AFC win against the Baltimore Ravens. And then finally on Monday Night Football, we have two matchups again. Tennessee visits the Miami Dolphins, and the Seattle Seahawks visit the Detroit Lions. And once again, in both these games, I am taking the home teams. So I will take the Miami Dolphins at home against the Tennessee Titans, and I will take the Detroit Lions to finish off the Seattle Seahawks. Before I close this video, I want to take a moment and thank you all once again for being here with me today. Thanks for taking some time and spending it with me. I do sincerely appreciate it. Please join in the conversation below in the comments section. Please, please, please be good to yourselves and each other. And until I talk to you again next week, God bless.